Hey guys, it's Tombox here with Oscar, who just finished
first place. I won my first regionals at Seattle this weekend.
This is not a top. This is a win.
This is a win.
All right. Okay. So we're gonna get his exclusive deck profile. First of all, shoutouts to Dank Deals, and we'll show you guys something really cool in a bit when we do the deck profile.
Yeah, if you didn't know, I'm actually on Team Dank Deals. On the previous profile of Chansey, my face was not in that team photo.
Yeah, where were you?
Yeah, I was busy doing other things, but
trying to win a mat.
Hey, I won that win-a-mat. I think that's why I got my first place, you know? For the first time ever, I broke my win-a-mat curse, so now I can win events.
All right, that sounds really good. Now, I bet you guys are really curious about what he played at the event, so what did you play?
I played Pure Zoodiacs.
Pure Zoo. But that's not the best deck as you would consider it.
No, I actually still think Paleo is the best deck in the format right now, albeit it's still a very short format because when MACR comes out, the format's going to change entirely. But I just played Pure Zoo because I felt really comfortable with the deck, and one of my really good friends, Corbin, he wanted to play Paleo, so I let him use the Paleo deck.
All right, okay. Sounds like you have a really good friendship there. But okay, so let me talk about your matchup. So what did you finish in terms of your standing and your overall placement?
Yeah, so I finished first in Swiss, obviously, and my record was 7 wins, 0 losses, and 1 draw.
So 1 draw. Who was the draw with?
I drew with my round 7 opponent. He was playing Invoked Zoo.
Invoked Zoo, very scary?
Yeah, he was drawing the absolute nuts. Like, in game 1, he opened +7 or something, and I just looked at my hand, and my hand was 2 Twin Twisters, a Ram, a Fusion sub, and like a Viper, and I was just like, yeah, let's go to game 2. Let's not play this one.
Save some time, move on.
And then in game 2, the game dragged really, really long, but I played a really spicy card in the main board, and when he played Lullaby Obedience and called my rat, I actually didn't have rat in the deck anymore because I banished it off Desires. And he just lost 2,000 life points on a sideboard card, and then like the game grinded it, and then we just actually drew.
Wow, actually that's really funny.
Yeah.
You just mentioned Pot of Desire, so you have Pot of Desire in your deck. But we'll check that out in the profile in a bit. First of all, let's go into all your matchups.
Yeah. So round 1 I played Satellar's. Round 2 I played Mermail, and then I played a Zoodiac Mirror. Another Zoodiac Mirror against a really good Vancouver player. Another Zoodiac Mirror against a really good Vancouver player. And then I played a Paleo, a 60-card Paleo. I really feared the Paleo matchup because I knew the game 1 is really bad. So when you see my deck, you realize that's really teched against Paleo. And then I beat that. And then round 7, I played Invoked Zoo, and then we drew. And then round 8, I played Infernoid Zoo, and then I beat him. Round 8 was actually really unfortunate because we got deck checked, and my opponent got a game 1 loss because he had a skill drain in the sideboard when he passed the deck towards me, and he got a game 1 loss. And then game 2 he went first, and he opened like this really nutty like Void Feast like full 5 monster board, and I couldn't break it. And then the last game I played, my ending board was Drident, Anti-Spell, Imperial Order, which is absolutely busted and needs to be banned again. That card is dumb. An Exceed Universe, and a Chalice.
That's pretty busted. Since you played so many Vancouver players, shoutouts to Vancouver players. I believe the standings were for the top 8 anyways, super Vancouver heavy.
Yeah, the top 8 was basically like, I think it was 2 Washington players, 3 Vancouver players, and then 3 Dank Deals, and then I'm a Vancouver player and a Dank Deal player. So basically 6 people I knew were all in top 8, which was really nutty. And the top 8 was, I think, really diverse. It was like 2 zoos, 3 Infernoid zoos, 2 Paleos, and an Invoked Zoo.
All right.
So it was a pretty diverse format, actually.
So hitting that rat diversified the decks a bit, on the top cuts.
Yeah, until Leica comes out.
Yeah, until Maximum Crisis. All right, let's go check into his deck profile that you guys really want to see. All right, so what a sexy mat you have there. What is this?
This is the Team Dank Deals mat given to me by my team, made by Imperium Duelist. Actually, one of the nicest mats I've ever had. The fraying is absolutely perfect and has my name on it, so it's pretty cool.
There's your name. Ooh, it does have your name on it. Nice.
So let's go in the deck profile?
Yeah, let's go into the deck profile.
Okay, so again, I was playing Pure Zoo, so of course, 2 rats. I would play 3 if I could, of course.
Where's your 3rd rat, man?
Banned. 3 Whiptail, kind of standard. 2 Thoroughblade. People were playing 3 Thoroughblade, but I cut it in favor of this card, Ram, because Ram on a Dryden is absolutely ridiculous against Paleo, and they almost can never break it, especially if you just leave it in defense mode to chain block stuff. So it's actually really good, and every time I put Ram into the grave to retrieve a Tiger Motor, it instantly receives a Fiend Griefing, which means it makes my Zoodiac combo really safe.
That's very good. We're gonna see more of that later.
Yeah, and of course the 3 Terratops, kind of standard, and the card that's always in my hand.
Your favorite. Stop stacking that card.
Well, Maxi. I really hated them limiting Maxi because I really felt like Maxi is a necessary evil in the format, so people don't just win dice roll and win the game. It gave like some kind of interaction between your opponent, especially if they went first. But I didn't really feel like Ghost Ogre was good in this format, and you'll notice I'm not playing Ghost Ogre at all in my deck. And I really didn't feel like I needed Ghost Ogre at all this weekend, even though I played 3 Zoo Mirrors. But I mean, if you open this card now, it's just sack.
But I have a question about Max C though.
Yeah.
Like, even though you would say that it kind of gave you interaction, but sometimes that interaction just flat out won you the game.
Well, it forced players to not play like turn 1 free win board decks. Like they had to make deck concessions to not just be completely, I'm going to bank a 4 monster turn 1 board and you can never win, right? It forced people to play traps that let them actually interact with their opponent.
Awesome. Okay.
So, Lunite Black Sheep, because I played the combo. Obviously, I use it to search Fusion Substitute, which makes Norden a couple times, and you can basically draw some cards. Now that Rat combo is gone, Fusion Substitute really helps out. So I played 3 Zoodiac Barrage, obviously. I think the best card in the deck.
Free summon.
3 Tanky. Again,
free search.
Rhoda. I played 2 My Body. Now, a lot of people were telling me to play Chalice, but I felt My Body was better in the format because I felt Zoodiacs and Paleo would be very relevant in the format, and My Body would help me out in those matchups. Chalice is also a pretty good option. If I was playing locals, I would actually play Chalice over My Body. My Body was purely just for regionals. And I played 2 Instant Fusion. A lot of people were playing 3 Instant Fusion. I feel like the deck is really reliant on Norden now to get the pluses, but I didn't want to play 3 Instant Fusion.
You play Fusion Substitute anyway?
Yeah, I play Fusion Substitute anyways, and I never felt like 3 is necessary, especially with only 1 target, right? And if you play 3, you're kind of obligated to return Norden instantly into the extra deck, especially if you want to make any rank 4 with Instant Fusion, it usually has to be Emerald, because if you have 3 Instant Fusions, 2 of them are going to be dead in your deck if you don't make Emerald and put Norden back. So it really limited your options in gameplay if you wanted contingency. So that's why I just played 2, and the third one never really came up. I just never, when I played 2 in Old Zoo, I would always side one out. But now that the deck is more reliant on Norden, I never sided out the second one. And then I played 2 Power Desires. People weren't playing this original Zoo because banishing Rat was a huge error, and it just sucked. But now, if you banish Rat, it's not really a big deal, because what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do, Rat combo?
It's like you're already DD crowed anyway.
Yeah, and if you open Rat, you basically have access to all your dead cards, like Lunalite and a Fusion Substitute right away. So you do Rat combo and then play Desires. It's absolutely brutal. And people were telling me, what do you do, if you play a lot of 60 card decks, right? And they'll mill 12 more cards, and I'm like, well, I mean, you just don't play a turn 1 against a 60 card deck, because I mean the chances are if you're playing 40 cards like I am, and they see you're playing 40 cards, they're gonna slam Lawn Mowing onto the board immediately to get the 20 cards, right? They're not gonna wait for you to pot of Desires, so you can always just play it the turn after, and then you'll get the 2 cards in the next turn. So you pot a green next turn, they won't mill the extra 12 cards. I mean, if they top Lawn Mowing, then that sucks, but I mean that's very unlikely, and it never happened to me. And I played 2 Twin Twisters for Paleo because, well, it's Paleo. And I played it in regular Zoo too. It's just the best spell trap removal card in the game. Regeki, I cut Dark Hole from the list entirely. Regeki is the only board removal for Mirror Match and just random rogue stuff. I don't feel like board removal is that good anymore in this current format. And if anything, I was going to cut any card in the deck, I think Regeki would actually be the card I would cut.
Wow, that's brave.
I played 3 D-Barrier.
D-Barrier is D-Barrier.
Best trap in the game. 3 Strike. Pretty self-explanatory. I played 2 Exceed Universe in the main board. Now this is like primarily for Paleo actually, because if you open Exceed Universe against Paleo, and you can leave Trident and then another Zoodiac monster on the board, and then they go to do their set 5 or whatever, you just Exceed Universe your own board for Kali Yuga, and then you just Heavy Storm them, and they just lose. Even if they lawn mowing for like 30 cards, they instantly lose because they can't trigger any of the traps in the grave, and you have a 3,500 monster on the board, and you'll instantly kill them the next turn, right? There's very little that they can do. Even with Lost One, they can't use it the same turn, so, I mean, what do they do? This card is the most busted card in the format right now, Imperial Order. I played a Vancouver guy in, I think, round 4, and I had this twice against him, and it just felt bad, because he had like a handful of like spells, and he just got fucking bodied, and there was nothing he could do. And like the 700 is like nothing, and it can't even kill you. Like that's the problem with this card. Like it should be able to kill you by playing this card. You should be forced to remove it yourself, or else it will kill you. That's like a real detrimental effect of the card, right? But this like 700 every turn, but like it just doesn't kill you, then it doesn't matter you're paying 700 because the other guy's losing the game, right? And you almost never get you down to like 600 anyways, because the game is usually over when this card is on the board. It's kind of like emptiness of the format. And the last card I played in the main board was Zoodiac combo, just because you kind of needed it. And I didn't play the double fusion sub combo, so when I normaled Rat, I never dumped a Leica or not Leica, I never dumped a Ram or a Furrow Blade onto the grave, I just dumped.
See the extra deck.
Played 2 Tridents, pretty standard. Played 3 Broad Bowl.
So 3 bowls now.
Yeah, you definitely need 3 Broad Bowls now, because with the Fusion Sub and Instant Fusion, like all those combos, Broad Bowl helps you keep cards in your hand, gives you contingency, and it definitely comes up a lot. Like I used those 3 Broad Bowls, like it was necessary to play 3 Broad Bowls. If you're playing this deck without 3 Broad Bowls, I really don't think you know what you're doing with this deck. So play 3 Broad Bowls. 2 Tiger Motor. Honestly, I could have cut it down to 1. But the thing is, I wanted 3 Exceeds that I could go into Broad Bowl with right away to get a free search and leave the monster on attached, so it has attack. Usually you only need 1, and in the combo that I'm playing, you don't even need this card really. In the whole combo, it's just nice to have utility, and it's better than Borvo, basically. Definitely cutting 1 when Leica comes out. Borvo just for the extra material. And then I'm playing 2 Emerald still. It does come up sometimes, not as much. You can get away with playing 1 Emerald, but I would not recommend it. It does come up, I would say, like 35% of the time. Play the Karen Gorgon in the main extra deck because, well, again, I really fear Paleo, and this card is absolutely bonkers against Paleo. I remember against the Paleo player, I had a board of Karen Gorgon, Trident with a Ram in defense mode with like 3 materials, and then a Totem Bird with materials, and then an Emerald, and like everything was just in defense mode, and the Emerald was just hitting in, and the guy like could not win. It was absolutely hilarious. And then I play Invoker for the Terror Top, the Bridge, and then Totem Bird. I think the best rank 3 in this whole deck. I usually would opt to make this card instead of like the really nutty draw combo, because I mean you don't know what you're drawing, and I always draw a dead card, so I'd rather make the guaranteed +1.
Always dead draws.
Yeah. Kali Yuga for Exceed Universe. I didn't play the Red Ice Flare Metal that a lot of people were playing, because I felt like I really needed the Karen Gorgon. So Kali Yuga, it's good against Zoo and Paleo. Definitely good against Paleo. Okay against Zoo because if you get the Exceed Universe off on the Trident, if you wait for them to pop and then you can Exceed Universe them and take their Trident, then they're not going to pop this anyways, and you get a Heavy Storm out of it. And the last card, of course, is Norden. So for side deck, I have 2 DD Crows. I think it's the second best hand trap of the format right now. It absolutely kills the Fusion sub combo and punishes them, and it's fairly good against Paleo because you can chain block them and remove a Rowan Totem from the grave. So it's actually a pretty good card overall. Unfortunately, I didn't really see it this tournament. The next 2 cards I played was Danko against Paleo again. Purely against Paleo and maybe some anti-meta decks, but still pretty good card. Ironically, the only time I summoned it was against Satellar's, and it lost me the game. Yeah, it lost me the game because I normal summoned it, and then no, standby phase. He flipped Call the Haunted, and then he targeted one of his Altairs in the grave to summon Deneb, and I chained Twin Twisters to hit a back row and Call the Haunted with this card in hand, and I thought about it for like 2 minutes, right? And then he flipped Starry Road on me, and I was like, okay, so I normal summoned this, and then like basically my hand was dead. I played Barrage, and I was hoping he wouldn't like negate my Barrage, so I played the Barrage, and he just destroyed it with Stardust, and I was like, okay, I'll lose the game now. And I instantly scooped. Like, that was fun. And that's the only time I've ever resolved this or summoned this card. I played 2 Chows just for, it's like an insurance card, and it's just good against some other matchups. I sided against Zoodiac for the mirror, because I don't play Dark Hole, and it just counts as another Dryad Note, but overall I actually didn't side this card much. I sided Twin Twisters, the third Twin Twisters just for Paleo again. I didn't really play it in much, so, I mean, I guess I saw it because I'm playing 2 in the main, so I might have saw it, but again, not that impactful. So I had 2 anti-spells. I was playing 3 originally, but I felt like 2 was enough because during locals I never sided in more than 2, and I never wanted to draw more than 1. So this card was actually okay at 2, and I actually sided this card the most, and was probably the best side card in my sideboard. I played 3 wiretaps for Paleo. It's really good against them. Chains blocks them out, and you can just push into their board, and if they get really greedy trying to wait for Quaking, you can just murder them, and like because you're just gonna wiretap their Quaking, and then they've missed all their timing windows to use their other traps. So like this is like I think one of the best sideboard cards against Paleo if you're looking to grind against them, or like if you're looking to like play into them. Danko is a blow up card. If you draw it, like usually they will instantly scoop, but this card is just a consistently good card, and you can side it in against other decks too, like random rogue decks, or like even in the mirror match, I've actually sided in 1 or 2 because you can wiretap D-Barrier.
Pretty good. I guess you blow out.
Yeah, and the last cyber card is 3 Imperial Iron Wall for Infernal because this card makes it lose.
Thank you, Oscar. Well, you're part of MST.TV anyway. Thank you, Oscar, for showing us your deck profile. I bet everyone was super excited to see how Zoo is still standing very, very strong.
Yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed it, and you'll be able to use it for the rest of this format.
And shout-outs to give?
Shout-outs to, of course, Team Dank Deals for my amazing playmat that they've given me and all the support they've given me. Shout-outs to especially John from our team, who gave me the tech for Exceed Universe. And shoutouts to Marcus, again, from the team, for providing me a lot of these cards that, I mean, I wouldn't be able to play this tournament. And shoutout to, of course, Tombox for lending me the Desires, because I don't own any Desires, apparently.
Apparently, I couldn't go to this event. It's Mom's birthday.
Oh, yeah, and shoutout to basically all my friends who supported me and helped me out throughout the tournament run, and, of course, with testing.
And as always, if you guys like this video, give us a thumbs up. Share this on Facebook with your friends. And don't forget to leave a comment down below if you have any questions.
Yeah, I'll answer any questions in the comments below about the deck if you guys have any questions, of course.
And as always, don't forget to hold on to your MST.TV. Hey guys, thanks for watching. If you like this video, please drop us a like so we know we are doing a good job. And you can also subscribe to MST.TV for more fantastic videos by clicking on the button on the left. Don't forget to check out our partners at Imperium Duelist. They make really high quality mats, including some of my own limited edition release stuff. And if you want to check out one of our past videos, click here on